Hello, I'm David Young, Superintendent of the Abilene Independent School District, and it's my pleasure to welcome you back to the 2020-21 school year in AISD. I can't tell you how excited we are to be welcoming students into our facilities once again. It seems like so long ago on March 6th when we released for spring break. Who would have thought that we would not return to our buildings until this August? The purpose of this video is to share with you information about what the start of school will look like. Whether you plan for your child to attend in person or to participate in online instruction, we know that you have more questions, and we're going to try to answer some of those in this video. Let me assure you that while all of your questions may not be answered today, this is just the first piece of communication that you'll receive about the start of school. You're going to hear from several of our team members in the Abilene Independent School District about procedures that are in place to keep students safe, to keep staff safe, and to protect the overall health of our community. You're going to see examples of students participating in person and students participating online, so you can get a sense of what it will look like for your child, whichever method of instruction you should choose. It makes no difference to us whether you're in person or online. You're still the very most important thing that we do each and every day. Welcome back to the school year.
While it's not possible to eliminate every single risk of furthering the spread of COVID-19, many steps can be taken to significantly reduce the risks to students, to teachers, to staff, and to families. At Abilene AISD, we're committed to take appropriate measures to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. First of all, we're taking some universal, some district-wide precautions. These include, we're ensuring the availability of sanitizing wipes, face masks or face coverings, and other safety equipment. We're also looking at the required use of face coverings by all employees and students. We are also addressing sanitization after each class whenever possible, including involving our students and teaching them and encouraging them to clean their work areas and sanitize those areas. But whenever time permits, our custodial crew will be asked to come in and sanitize stations before another group of students comes in to work in the same area. In elementary and wherever possible, instead of the students moving from one classroom to another, the teachers will be the ones moving from one classroom to another. So the passing period will involve teachers rather than students. Additionally, sanitation stations will be provided at every possible entrance to the building and every possible entrance to the classroom. Regular hand washing protocols will be established for students. Thorough building sanitization by custodial crew will be instituted every single day. Visitors will be limited and screened prior to entering the building. Students will be screened regularly. Also, all faculty and staff will be required to be screened daily prior to entering the campus. The protocols that I've just mentioned assist in preventing or reducing the introduction of the virus to the campus. In addition, we have protocols and procedures to respond to and to mitigate the spread of the virus if it were to be introduced to the campus. We are also addressing specific campus precautions. Every campus has unique spaces, and so every campus administrative team has been tasked with finding ways to ensure maximum social distancing during passing periods, lunches, classes such as PE, sports, computer lab, etc. This task will require some creative ways to utilize all campus spaces and will require some creativity in scheduling and in staffing. The campus-specific protocols and procedures will be communicated to you directly by your campus administration.
As you are making your decision between sending your student to do in-person learning at school or to choose remote learning at home for your child, it's important that you understand all of the parameters of remote learning for the 2021 school year. The very first thing that's important to emphasize is that the expectations are vastly different from the way AISD did our online learning this past spring. While this past spring we were only having students submit one work assignment per week that students were involved in the online learning, this time around students will actually be participating in synchronous learning as well as completing all assignments that are expected of in-person students as well. Our pre-K through second grade students are going to be online chatting with their teacher through Google Meet for a portion of the day, and they will also be completing assignments on Seesaw Class. Our third through fifth graders will be spending approximately 3 hours a day doing Google Meet and listening in to the instruction that's happening in their classrooms, just as the core content is being presented to the in-person students. And then they will be completing all of their assignments on Google Classroom. Our 6th through 12th grade students will be doing Google Meet and listening in to all of their classes. So it's essentially like they will be following the regular schedule at home. It's just that they will be doing it remotely, and they will be using Google Meet. And then all assignments would be completed on Google Classroom. That is the important thing to know, is that teachers will be taking numerical grades, and students' grades are going to be reported on report cards and factored into their GPAs as applicable. So attendance will also be taken each class period, and that's important to note. So if you are at home, a student who is at home will still be following the same schedule as in-person students for the most part, but they will just be doing their assignments from their home location. One of the things that we are asking our families to do is to, if they have the means, to be able to provide their own remote learning functional device and functional Wi-Fi, and we certainly will work with our families of students who are on free and reduced lunch to ensure that they also have a device, and we'll be contacting them for those students who do select remote learning to make sure that they are ready and everything is working for August the 20th when we start back. What we are asking now of all of our families is that you let us know if you're doing in-person or remote learning. And the way to do this is to fill out our student survey. What you're going to do in the survey is select either in-person, and if you select in-person, we expect to see you at your appropriate school on August the 20th. If you select remote learning, one of the choices that you'll make is you will either select that you do have your own device and Wi-Fi, or you will let us know that you need district support on that, and we will be contacting you after receiving your request for that. We are hopeful to get a response from every single family in Abilene, because we want to know and be as prepared as possible for all of our students to return on August 20th, whether it's in person or remote. Now it's time for us to go take a look at a model classroom. We're going to go look at Ms. Hubbard's classroom, and we thank Ms. Hubbard for setting up an example of how this is all going to work together. And we hope that as you are able to view this, it will help inform your decision.
I'm Casey Hubbard at Alley Ward Elementary, and I'm going to show you how to virtually have students online and in the classroom. So to address students online when you have kids in the classroom, it's going to be like Zoom, so there might be multiple boxes like the Brady Bunch grid. And so I'm going to have Keaton say, like, if I want him to answer a question, Keaton, like, if you know the answer, you can give me like a thumbs up right there, and I can call on him, and then I can call on anybody in the classroom too. So the iPad I put on a desk right in front of the Promethean board, and I turned off the lights that were right in front because of the glare for the student to be able to see. And I think it's better propped up, because if not, it's gonna get more of the ceiling than myself and the board. So I think if it's right here, and like they're just like in the class, the rest of the students are. So they just kind of need their own desk. And we're gonna write something similar to the Itsy Bitsy Spider, okay? So let's read it together, okay? Thumbs up if you know what the spider was trying to do. Kingston, what was the spider trying to do? Get up the spout. But what slowed the spider down? What slowed the spider down?
Water was coming.
The water was coming down the drain. But then what happened? Keaton, what happened?
The sun came out
And dried up.
all the rain.
Yes. So then the spider was able to do what, Landry?
It tried to go up the water spout again.
Go up the water spout again. Awesome. So the two girls are picking up their students' papers, and then they are going to go wash their hands afterwards or use Germex. And then pencils need to stay in their desk, because we're not going to share pencils and supplies that way. So girls, I can have the papers. And then y'all are going to model how to wash hands with soap and water. So at the end of the day, we already cleaned our desks and washed our hands, and so we're going to dismiss by rows. So I'm going to have this row stand up, this row stand up, okay? And we're going to put our backpacks on, and then we're going to follow out, push in your chair, and you're going to get some hand sanitizer on the way out. Landry, come on. And Kingston, some hand sanitizer.
So hopefully you found that information to be useful for you as you prepare for the start of school. Please be on the lookout for the survey that was referenced in the video by Dr. Dukes, and know that there will be other pieces of communication coming to you soon. Thanks again for being a part of the Abilene ISD family, and we look forward to seeing you and your child soon.